Hello everybody, this will be my reading for the collective for the full moon in Aquarius. This will be, I'll try not to go too long with this video just because at the moment my life is just very hectic. I do have a family member close to me in hospital, so all week I've been in and out doing different things. So I'll try and make this video very quick if I can. But basically with this full moon, it is a very intense full moon that's coming up, as we do have the moon conjunct with Saturn. So with this, it's going to be, and the full moon is, by the way, is happening on the 12th of the 8th at 11:35 a.m. Sydney time, but the energy obviously is still there tonight and next couple of days. But with the conjuncting Saturn obviously is causing problems with our freedoms, it's causing problems with even people being, as I've spoken before in my other videos, individuality. It seems to be, if you're against what everyone else seems to think or what the majority or what they want you to think, it seems to be you're bad. So this moon with that, this full moon's about releasing. So, this can come here as a purge with this, I feel like, even with things about, being different, humanitarianism, caring for one another, being passionate for one another, and it's not, the moon is our emotions, and Aquarians, they aren't very emotional. They like to keep things inside a little bit. I am an Aquarian, so I know. So not only do we have these aspects clashing, like coming together, but there's also a square with that node and the Saturn in Taurus. So this is also going to be a destiny point. There's some sort of life lesson here for us. There's unexpected things to come up with this as well. It can be to do with our money, our systems, and environments. But as a collective, we need to be stronger going through these very harsh full moon that's coming up tonight with this. It's also, I feel like it might be a hidden emotion, or could be even problems with like belief systems that I'm saying here. Problems like we're caring for our freedoms, are passionate for another. What these things I feel like is going to bring up for us with this full moon is going to be like some sort of releasing of our emotions will come up with this. It's about building our foundations and stabilities around us in our own natural environments, in our own world, and what we're trying to create. I feel like it's going to bring up maybe a war of emotion, like some Aquarians want to but they're a bit cold-hearted. We're not cold-hearted. That's just what people think. It's because we're not very emotional. So it could be about bringing up, maybe you need to take a step back and try not to be as emotional as you are potentially. I feel like it's also about standing up for people's rights and for little people. You may have to, if this energy coming up, could very well be that you're having to advocate for someone else. Like that's what I've been having to do this week, is advocate for, my family member who's in hospital. I'm having to advocate for them and stand up and speak up for them as well. And there's been a lot of fear factor that's been coming up this when I am going to see them in a hospital to do that C word, even though they do not have that. They've actually there for something more serious. So it's been very challenging week for myself, for me having to really, stand up for my rights, but stand up for their rights, trying to get the hospital to listen to the fact that, she doesn't have what they're the C, and they're more focusing on that than actually what's wrong with her, which is actually something more serious. It's about also live without regret. It's about, because the nodes with this, so it's about searching for your purpose, exploring a life lesson with this as well. It could be about also choosing a side, like, choosing, which side are you on, and it couldn't be the C word, the whole C thing, that the whole, I'll say COVID thing, which side are you on with that? What side are you choosing? Are you choosing the fearfulness, or are you choosing the just live your own life? I also feel like this is going to be about emerging leaderships coming out with this too. New leaderships coming out, people taking a leadership and taking a role to move forward. So I feel like with this full moon is going to be about uniting with like-minded people. That's coming up, with people where you feel like you more belong with and where you want to go further with. What's your tribe with this as well? Aquarius rules the 11th house, which is friendship and social circles. So, which tribe do you fit in? It could be also tech issues as well, but solving the problems. When issues come up, how are you going to solve the problem? Not just put a band-aid on find an actual solution for the problem that's coming up. And again, we might see some unstableness with our financial things coming up here with this as well. We've also got Venus moving into Leo with this coming in here now. This is going to bring about our passion, exploring our creative flair. Could be like, about time to go out, be social, find new love, get along with your partner better, but explore your passionate side, fiery side. This also may be about not caring about others think with this moon in Aquarius, doing what you have to do. It can also concentrate on you. Venus in the Leos are ruled by the sun, and the sun, we're also in Leo season still. So this could be a bit where you're focusing on what do you need, what do you want to do, and more about you than people around you. Could also with this Venus coming up can definitely bring up that energy for us. And maybe even be a little bit selfish too. But it's also going out, being the life of the party, being that social, and having fun with friends and your environment as well. That's what I feel like is coming up with this full moon here. I will do some cards for you as well. I just want to say thank you to all the comments from my last video last week. So thank you. Thank you, Reggie. Appreciate from the comments. Thank you too. Let's have a look at this full moon. I just feel like this full moon is intense, and I've even just, like as I said, I've felt these things coming up. I love astrology because it gives you the warning. It tells you what's coming up. For myself, I knew something was going to happen in August, and I knew it would be something unexpected because it was Uranus is involved. It was my Chiron, so I had this conjunction, as I think I told you in my last video, over my Chiron, and it's just been last few weeks, these things that have just been building, and this thing has just been, it's been a pretty big week. Not all bad though. There is some good news that I will be, I'll tell my next video too that I got some good news coming as well, which is a good thing. So let me just see. I also have completed my Reiki 2 on last Sunday, so I'm now available for healings, not just face-to-face healings, but I can also do remote healings too. So anyway, what's coming up here? Release. I feel like what's coming up here, it is about release. There's love here, passion, release, but also pondering, thinking about planning. What's our next plan moving forward? But I do feel like it is about community. It's about caring for one another and having that united front. But people that, as I said, people who are in that, social circle, that frame of mind, but being an advocate, being that support for people as well is what's coming up here. Again, supporting people. That's what I've had to be doing this week. It's been unbelievable what I've been through. And it's just how I've been feeling like this week. So this it can be a bit of a shake up, this for this full moon, but with the right energy and with the right intentions moving forward, we can create some really beautiful things structured. If you're standing up for what you believe in, if you're standing up for people or advocating on their behalf who can't express themselves or need help, yes, that person also needs to find that courage to be able to come out and express. But if they have got you to back them up and you're able to, or maybe they can't, maybe they're in a situation like for myself where the person I'm advocating for couldn't, do all the talking for themselves. So I've had to do it for them. This can be empowering for you, but it's also, showing you not letting people stand over you. So you can create these things, these celebrations, these things, these communities, and when we're also in these things happen, we find out, who's actually in our corner, and who's there for us. So there is this aspect of being with the community, being with one another, helping us out, and you can create something that's really good. We are all of service, and sometimes we just need to be there for other people. So that's what's coming up in the cards. It is about uniting with other ones, but also caring for one another, but also finding love finding that passion, doing things, whether it be a relationship or just even if it's being expressing yourself creatively, whether it be using art or clay, something that's going to help you release. Because don't forget, full moon is where we release things too. That's what's coming up with this. And I said there are some celebrations coming up with this, but there could also be an aspect where you're having to walk away from people, looking at some sort of contracts, and it could be like soul contracts, people around you, or actually physically a contract that's around you. People may be moving away. Maybe you're not feeling with that person anymore. That energy, those people that you've been hanging around, it's just not the same anymore. And you'll know when it's time to walk away from people who are like that. And yes, when these energies coming up, it can make us feel like this, drawn out, bit like hectic. But with all these things that happen to us, there's also a life lesson to be learned, and that's something to remember. And we're in where we are now, these are big life lessons that are coming into our lives with the node that's clashing with Uranus. It is moving off, but now now it's going to be squaring with that moon and Saturn with the Uranus there. So these are times where we have to see where life heads us. That's the thing where we're going with this, and what's coming up even in the cards. I will do a quick channel for you, and if I can say also, just remember, do not go into any fear as well. That is a big thing to remember, to not go into any fear. If anything comes up, do not be fearful. That's a big thing, I feel like, too. All right, I'll do a quick channel for this full moon. This full moon will allow you all to express yourselves in many ways. You have all been standing strong, and this is a time where you all need to unite as one and move forward. For those who agree with one thing and those who agree with the other things, you will be two different sides of the fence, but at the same time uniting with each other. For you all just want one thing. You all want peace, love, and you both want the best for each side and both one another. You just don't realize that because you are fogged. There are other planets there with Neptune that is fogging your clarity in what's coming forward. Stand in your beliefs, stand strong in what you know is true in your heart, and this can never be broken. And things that you once thought were in your belief system can change. Things change, emotions change, and you change and you grow as your own self and your own person, and even as a collective. Stand strong and stay true to who you are, and never let anyone put you down or tell you otherwise. Okay. I kind of will leave it there, just short, just for this video. And I will do more of a longer one next week. If I can, I just really want to try and get this out, and I'll try and get it edited and done. I am still working on the Europe predictions. I have started it just for this week. It's just been very frantic with what's coming up for myself. So I am trying to get it done. Just be patient with me. Hopefully I can get it done soon. And yes, and I cannot stress enough to not be scared of certain things and to be true to yourself, and with what's going on. Okay, that's what I've been having to face this week. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your likes, your comments, and your subscribes, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye for now.